Now that you've learned about verbals and how they can deceive you into thinking it's the verb, I'm going to do a little practice in no writing to show you how to answer some of these, since it was one of the areas that many students didn't do so well on the pretest. So I'm going to go in and find the content called verb or not and get some practice. So I want to practice this. So here we go. Avril Lavigne plans on covering the floor with confetti for his birthday. So what I do every time I see a sentence is I ask myself, what's the main subject verb? So in this case, this is a sentence about Avril Lavigne, and the verb is plans. So if plans is the verb, then on covering cannot possibly be the verb. Plans what? On covering. So that seems to me as if it would be more of a direct object. So it's not a verb. Plan is the verb. Got that one right. So Jennifer Lopez enjoys, what does she enjoy? She enjoys walking. So walking is actually a gerund here because it's acting as the direct object. Jennifer Lopez is the subject. It's the main thing that the sentence is about. And what does she do? She enjoys. So walking is not a verb. So in this sentence, they have found, bolded, Tobey Maguire. What did he do? He found. So there is your main subject and verb. So yes, in this case, it is a verb. Level 2 complete. So if you keep getting them right, you should only get about 12 questions. So really take your time on these. Don't just click on anything. Think it through like I do in my head, asking myself, what is the main subject and verb? Adele's pet dragon just learned how to breathe fire. What did Adele's pet dragon do? I ask myself. The dragon learned. So dragon is the subject. What did the dragon do? It learned. So in this case, yes, it is a verb. At the end of Inye's, I don't even know who that is, so I don't know why it's in here, flute solo, the delighted crowd applauded loudly. So I ask myself, what is this sentence about? What's about a crowd and what they did? And what did they actually do? Can I see them doing anything? I can see them applauding. So the crowd applauded. Then what is delighted? Well, it's describing the crowd. It's saying that it's a delighted crowd. So in this case, it's actually acting as an adjective describing the crowd, a delighted crowd versus a sad crowd. So no, it is not a verb. Rebecca Romine hopes to pet a turtle on her trip to the Great Barrier Reef. So what is Rebecca? She's the main subject of the sentence. What does she want to do? Well, she hopes, right? It's a verb. She's hoping. It's not a great verb, but it is a verb. What does she hope? To pet. So to pet is an infinitive, right? To in a verb, as you just learned in the video, is an infinitive, and it can act as a noun or an adjective, which in this case, it's acting like a noun because hope actually is an action verb. Hopes what? To pet. So to pet is not the verb because it's serving as a noun, the direct object in this case. That's why we learned about nouns and their jobs before we got to verbs. So it is not a verb. Jada Pinkett is a subject here because it's the beginning of a sentence. That's an easy one. Well, what's she doing? She would be not an action verb. She would be happy. She would be happy. So that right there is your main sentence, and it's not action, so happy is a predicate adjective describing Jada. It's kind of like when I said Mrs. Cody is fat, or Mrs. Cody is ugly, or Mrs. Cody is short. All of those things are adjective. In this case, it's Jada Pinkett we're talking about, and she would be happy. So in that case, would be is the verb. To eat is not the verb. It's an infinitive. To eat pasta for breakfast. That's what she would be happy to do. Okay, so it's not a verb. All right, how many more sentences are we going to get till we test out? Jennifer Garner, what did she do? She smiled. Right there's your subject verb. She smiled at the adorable sleeping dog, describing the dog. Adorable and it's sleeping, two adjectives. Can't be verb. It's just looks like a verb. It's a verbal describing the dog. Sleeping dog versus a jumping dog versus a begging dog. So it's not a verb. The verb was smiled. All right, shocked by the painting's beauty. all of that, right? Shocked by the painting's beauty is not the subject because a comma is a dead giveaway. So here's the subject, Zoe. This sentence is about Zoe Saldana. What did she do? She decided to buy it immediately. She decided to buy it. Right there's another infinitive, to buy. But they're talking about the word decided. So in this case, Zoe decided. That's the main subject verb. Right? This is not a verb, shocked by the painting's beauty. It's actually an adjective phrase describing Zoe. What was she? She was shocked. And to buy is an infinitive. She decided what? To buy. So that one is acting as a noun. But decided, definitely a verb. Zoe decided. That could be your whole sentence. Zoe decided. I did it, right? 14 questions and I'm done. How long did that take? Not very long. I went pretty slow considering I was talking my way through it. So take your time, think it through, ask yourself what is the main subject verb, ask yourself what the sentence structure is, what it's doing in the sentence. Remember, if you have action, you're looking for direct and indirect objects. So sometimes these verbals are going to be tripping you up, right? Find the main subject verb, and if it's not one of those verbals, then it can't be a verb. If you need to rewatch the Ed Puzzle or this video again, please do so.